Good Sunday afternoon. Happy Gay Pride Day. The Giants win in walk-off fashion today, 3-2. It is Sunday, June 24th, and the Giants get a big series win over the last place San Diego Padres. This is Giants Roundup. You can follow on Twitter, join the Crook and Kite page on Facebook, and most importantly, please be kind and hit that subscribe button. This was a really good game by Derek Rodriguez. The kid put on 7 solid innings today and was just great on the mound. Really. And there was not a lot of offense until the extra innings. Eric Lauer was just as good, 6 innings, only gives up 1 earned, 4 strikeouts. Derek Rodriguez, 7 innings, only allows 4 hits, strikes out 6, 1 walk, 1 earned run. Great start for only his 4th career start with the Giants. Bullpen was great. And it started off with a home run by Margot in the first inning. And it was a leadoff home run by Manuel Margot, and we're like, oh boy. It was only his 2nd home run of the year, but then Rodriguez was solid after that. And then in the 6th inning, Marcus Hernandez hits one out of here for his 9th home run of the year. And last year he hit, I don't think he hit any home runs last year. This is already his 9th home run of the season. That ties the game at 1 apiece, and that's the way we would stand until the 11th inning. High block comes in, and in relief of Reyes Maranta. And unfortunately, he scored the inherited runner from Spangenberg, made it 2-1 Friars. Yeah, Margot scored off a single off of Spangenberg in the 11th. It made it 2-1. And then in the bottom, we were like, oh no, here comes Brad Hand. Consider this game lost. But no. McCutcheon gets on base. Posey gets on base. And Brad Hand loads the bases. And here comes, oh boy, Hunter Pence. Like, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. Not today! Hunter Pence gets one pass. And that would be the game winner. That would be the game winner. McCutcheon scores. Posey scores. And we're going home. Giants finish this one 3-2. And this was a great win by the Giants. Great. This has to be a big confidence boost for Hunter Pence, who's still hitting a $196, but for one day, he's the old Hunter Pence. And McCutcheon, stay hot, man. 2 for 5 today. Buster Posey, 2 for 4. And today, Alan Hansen plays the hot corner, giving Panda a day off. But this has to feel good for Derek Rodriguez. He should have. He didn't get the winning decision today, but man, that kid is going places. Eric Lauer, he certainly has a bright future. Rodriguez gets his ERA down to 3.82. And it certainly helps to have a daddy who was a former major league catcher. And he was in attendance in today's game. Melanson, excellent outing today. The old Melanson looks like he's back. His ERA is down to 2.08. Will Smith, much better outing today. Sam Dyson, much better today. Maranta, hard luck getting the earned run, but he was probably fatigued. And Ty Block, he is so much better out of the bullpen than he is a starter. And now we have, and most importantly, after yesterday's beanball action, Yesterday, McCutcheon complained about the beanball by, I don't think who it was, but it was very good maturity by Derek Rodriguez not to retaliate today. And that was excellent. Really good maturity by, and once Cueto comes back, or once Cueto and Samardzija comes back, and Cueto was great last night in Sacramento, we have a really good problem in this rotation. We've got 7 starters that are capable of starting now. Suarez, he's definitely turned a corner. Rodriguez definitely looks like we have a new crop of pitchers. It is excellent. It's so nice to have this problem. The big question is who's going to go down to the bullpen once Cueto and Samardzija return. Certainly, I think Rodriguez will go to the bullpen, but I think he certainly can be capable of eating innings out of the pen if asked to. Certainly, Andy Suarez, he's more of a starter than he is a reliever. He could go back to the minors, but certainly one guy we're not going to miss once he goes back down to the minors next week is Pierce Johnson. He's certainly just become a gas can, and I don't know if he's ever going to be capable of being in the show, or he's just maybe one of those guys that's a 4A pitcher, shall I say. Maybe he needs to go pitch in Japan or something like that. And certainly, I'd like to see more of Austin Slater. I certainly don't think Hunter Pence is going to earn another start in left field on Tuesday with that walk-off win. So certainly, I think we'll see more of Pence on Tuesday night. Or you could see Austin Slater give somebody a rest day. We'll see what happens with that. That's a possibility. But this is a very good But this is a very good problem to have if you're Bruce Bochy. You got 7 arms that are capable of starting. And I certainly think Tyler Herb, he's another guy to really watch in Sacramento. Before he got hurt, he was looking like somebody who's got promise in the show. And certainly, though, with all these surplus of pitchers, that's bad news for Tyler Beatty, who has just struggled since being demoted to the bullpen. And at this rate, with him, is it maybe time to send him to Richmond? That's going to be a problem there. Is do you send him to Richmond? Do you waive him? There's just something wrong with Tyler Beatty. But certainly Rodriguez and Suarez are just got to find some way to keep both of them up. One guy kind of suggested that maybe Derek Holland goes to the bullpen while Andy Suarez stays in the rotation. That's a possibility. Problem is, Derek Holland hasn't done anything to lose his spot in the rotation. So maybe you just unfortunately have to bite the bullet and option. It might be Suarez that's going to get optioned back to AAA, with Derek Rodriguez definitely having the capability of being both a starter and a reliever. So this is a very good problem to have. And certainly this is a big series win on Gay Pride Sunday. They take 3 out of 4. They are now 40-39 on the year. And they are in the thick of it. They move up to third place. Colorado lost, so we'll get to that in MLB Roundup. Bad news is they are 5 games out of the division race. Arizona's still 5 up, but the Giants, they're still treading water. They're 5 games out. They're now in third place. Colorado, but the bad news is the Rockies are the next team coming to town for a 3-game series starting Tuesday. And your probables for that series? I think tomorrow. Excuse me. On Tuesday, it'll be Derek Holland against. Also, it was not a sellout. Surprisingly, on maybe with the gay pride parade today, that maybe kept some fans away, but it was not a sellout. Surprisingly, for a Sunday at AT&T Park, it was 39,230. Surprisingly, not a sellout for but definitely Giants pride was in full staff there. And then Tuesday, your starters will be Derek Holland against Chad Bettis. Bettis has continued to have struggled through June. That could be a winnable game. Then on Wednesday, Mad Bum against Kyle Freeland. That could be a really good game. Freeland's kind of been the ace of the Rockies rotation thus far, which has not been great. And then Wednesday's games will be Getaway Day, and that'll be Thursday's game, which is Getaway Day, and I no show that day. It'll be John Gray, who has really had a rough year, but he is coming off of one of his best starts of the season against the Marlins. Goes up to Chris against a really hot Chris Stratton. He didn't have the greatest command Friday, but he has pitched well the last 3 games, and certainly Stratton would love to carry on to that momentum. So there's a good chance the Giants could take 2 out of 3 from Colorado. That is going to have a good feeling if you can take 2 out of 3 from Colorado. But last thing you want to do, but you know what? Pitch around Arenado. That's going to be the key to this series. You know, Arenado has been the giant killer. Try to pitch around him if at all means possible. You know, use the intentional walk as much as you can. You're going to have to maybe Barry Bonds that bitch to Nolan Arenado. More than certainly, though, the Rockies bats have been good to Stratton. That's the problem. But it is AT&T Park, so hopefully that will help out things there too. But if they can get 2 out of 3 against Colorado, that would be great. It doesn't get any easier after that, though. They go on the road starting Friday to Arizona, and those are game. That's going to be, and that's no easy task there too. Certainly, Goldschmidt's been a giant killer in Arizona. And then Saturday's game will be a 1 o'clock game on. It's be an NBC Sports Bay Area game. Yeah, it'll be a 1 o'clock game at Chase Field on Saturday, and then Sunday's game will be. Oh, I leapt ahead. I skipped ahead. I Saturday is a 7-10 game in Arizona at Chase Field. But these are certainly some games that are coming up that could make or break them. Then after Arizona, they go to Denver. That's not going to be easy there. And then the dog days of July come back as they come home. Granted, they will be at home, but they get Chicago when they come back home. Chicago's not going to be easy. You get the Cubbies. Then you get the Cardinals. Maybe the Cardinals may not be as good as we think they were. Certainly, though, you got Mike Matheny, who certainly could be fired before we play them. That's a possibility. But the Cardinals, they've been scuffling as of late. And granted, Bill DeWitt does not like change, but I think they may be nearing a point in St. Louis where we could see culture change if things don't turn around soon. And certainly Mike Matheny is battling for it could be managing for his job the rest of the year. So that's no gimme there either. And then you get the Oakland A's and then the All-Star break. So July is not going to be kind of the Giants, even though they're at home. It's going to be a lot of top teams and rivals. So this is going to be a great fun July. But it's time to start getting a winning streak going. Start stringing some wins together. Whether or not you're going to be a buyer, a seller, a contender, or a pretender, this is the time to make a run. And if you want to make a statement, get a series win against the Rockies. But certainly Rodriguez, he left a great impression if he goes back to the minors. I don't think he'll go back to the minors, but certainly I think the resident gas can Pierce Johnson's going to go back to the probably get optioned here once Samardzija makes one more rehab start. Yeah, I think you're going to see possibly a 6-man rotation situation next week, and then you see Rodriguez slide to the bullpen when Shark returns, and Pierce Johnson mercifully going back to the minors. But now San Diego, time for them to sell, sell, sell. And it has to feel good, though, getting a win off of Brad Hand, who is probably one of the best closers on the trade, who, they're speculating he's going to be traded. I don't think so. I think Brad Hand might be the future in St. Louis. I mean, in San Diego. And San Diego's, I think, closer to contending than you think. I think if they have a good free agency, I certainly think the Friars could look to make a run in next year's free agency. We'll see. But now on to Colorado, and as I say, just pitch around Arenado. That's the key. Let's go to the MLB Roundup for today. Today in Fenway, the Red Sox blanked the Mariners 5-0, and Chris sailing away to a win. Gets the win, taking the loss. Marco Gonzalez, who gets tagged for 5 earned and 6 innings pitched. And Chris Sale strikes out 13 in today's game. And Seattle, they are now 4.5 back of Houston, and they are scuffling at the wrong time. They are certainly not. They certainly have not looked like a playoff contender on the East Coast. That's for sure. Jackie Bradley Jr. goes 3 for 3 for the Red Sox today. And in Cincinnati, the Reds beat the Cubs 8-6, taking the win. Jackson Stevens taking the loss. Pedro Strop, who gives up 4 earned in 2/3 of an inning pitched. Joey Votto goes 3 for 4. And I think certainly there's got to be some teams wanting Joey Votto, but his monster contract is what could kill him from that possibility. Albert Almora Jr. goes 3 for 5 for the Cubbies. Mike Montgomery, not a great start, 4 earned and 6 innings pitched. Sal Romano, not good either, 5 and 5 innings pitched. Now Chicago falls 2 back of the Milwaukee Brewers. Are still 2 back of the Brewers, and Chicago's lost 4 in a row, so they're starting to leak a little oil. And in the Queens, the LA Dodgers beat the New York Mets 8-7. Taking the win is Daniel Hudson. Taking the loss, Chris Flexen. Kike Hernandez goes 3 for 6 for the Dodgers. And Piquet hit 2 home runs today, one off of Beck and one off of Blevins. Muncy hit the home run. Cody Bellinger hits 2 home runs in today's game against and hits his 15th home run of the year. Jock Peterson hits his 10th home run of the year. Justin Turner hits his 3rd home run of the year for the Dodgers. Jerry Blevins, the opening pitcher today, gives up 2 earned runs in 2 innings pitched. Rich Hill, four earned runs in 5 innings pitched. Eric Goodell, 3 earned runs in 1 inning pitched. And the Dodgers improved to 41-35 on the season. And the Mets fall to 31-44 on the year. And in Cleveland, the Indians beat the Tigers 12-2, taking the win. Adam Plutko taking a beating today. Matt Boyd, who gives up 6 earned in 3 innings pitched. Francisco Lindor, 3 for 5. Michael Brantley, 3 for 5. Jose Ramirez, 3 for 5. Jason Kipnis, 2 for 3. And Edwin Encarnacion with a grand salami, his 18th home run of the year, as they take a beating today. And then Artie Lewicki comes in, gives up 6 earned in 4 1/3 innings pitched. Detroit takes one on the chin. And they certainly are starting to fall into what they're going to be, a seller at the trade deadline. In Florida today, the Rays beat the Yankees 7-6, taking the win. Ryan Yarborough taking the loss. Chasen Shreve gives up an earned run without recording an out. Jesus Sucre goes 2 for 3 for the Rays. Giancarlo Stanton goes 5 for 5 in a losing effort for the Bombers and hits his 19th home run of the year. But that's all for naught. And they lose Gary Sanchez to injury. He's likely going to hit the disabled list. So now it's going to be Austin Romine for a while, and maybe that could help things too with Gary Sanchez really struggling at the plate, only hitting a $190 thus far. So him going on the DL may not be such a bad thing. Domingo German just got hammered for 6 earned runs today in 3 innings pitched. The rest of the bullpen was pretty good for the Bombers today. Matt Andrees only goes 3 innings, allows 3 earned. Diego Castillo, an earned run in 2/3 of an inning pitched. And in Pittsburgh today, the D-backs sweep the Pirates 3-0, taking the win. Clay Buchholz. The bad news, though, is that Buchholz left the game with an injury and is likely heading to the disabled list. It looks like it'll probably be Jordan Shipley or somebody else coming back up from the minors. And Jake Lamb goes 2 for 4. Maybe that's a sign that Lamb is starting to find his swing again. Josh Bell goes 2 for 3 for the Pirates. And in Atlanta, the Braves beat the Orioles 7-3, taking the win. Brandon McCarthy taking the loss. David Hess, who gives up 5 earned and 4 innings pitched. Ozzie Albies goes 3 for 4 for the Braves. Trey Mancini 2 for 2 for the Orioles. Mark Trumbo, a pinch hit home run for the Orioles today. Nick Markakis goes 2 for 4. And Brad Brock, not great either today, gives up 2 earned and 1 inning pitch for the Orioles. And now Atlanta improves to 44-32 on the season. And in Chicago, it's not a good day for the A's as they get pounded by the White Sox 10-3, taking the win. Carlos Rodon taking a pounding today. Paul Blackburn, who gives up 6 earned runs in 5 innings pitched. Omar Narvaez goes 2 for 3. And certainly a lot of home runs going off of Blackburn today. Polka hits his 7th home run of the year. It was Liam Hendricks giving up the long ball, too. Sanchez hits a home run. Moncada a home run off of Liam Hendricks. And Blackburn, who's still kind of in spring training mode, this is only like his 4th start since returning from injury, gives up 6 earned runs in 5 innings pitched. His ERA balloons to 8.83 on the year. Liam Hendricks gives up 4 earned runs in 1 inning pitch for the A's. It was not fun. Things are so bad for the A's with the starting rotation right now that we are going to be seeing, yes, Edwin Jackson's getting called up to the Oakland A's to start. And this is out of necessity. Either most of their starters are injured or have been ineffective for Oakland. They got some great young bats, but it would be nice to see that rotation just finally get it together. And now would be the time to look to move Jed Lowry at the trade deadline. He's certainly going to bring back a nice prospect or two for the A's. Matt Olson goes 2 for 3 for the A's. Jonathan Lucroy goes 2 for 3. And certainly Oakland, the future's bright. It's just the pitching's they can't keep arms healthy this year. They've just had a lot of bad luck with pitching, and at some point, it's kind of sad that you're having to turn to Edwin Jackson to start for you. Not a good thing for the A's. And in Milwaukee, the Cardinals beat the Brewers today 8-2, taking the win. Luke Weaver, who strikes out 9 in 5 2/3 innings pitched. Taking the loss, Yolis Chassin, who gets pounded for 8 earned and 4 1/3 innings pitched. Marcell Ozuna goes 2 for 3. Harrison Bader goes 2 for 3. And yes, Chassin just had one of his worst starts of the year for the Brewers. And in Minnesota, the Twins beat the Rangers 2-0, taking the win. Jose Barrios, who strikes out 12 in 7 scoreless innings, taking the loss. A tough one is Bartolo Colon, who was great. 7 innings, 7 strong, 2 earned. Just no run support today. Fernando Rodney gets his 17th save of the year. Robbie Grossman goes 2 for 3 for Minnesota today. And in Houston, the Astros pummel the Royals 11-3, taking the win. Garrett Cole, 5 innings pitched, an earned run, 8 strikeouts, taking the loss. Jason Hamill, who's pounded for 7 earned runs and 4 innings pitched. Yuri Gurriel goes 3 for 5 with a home run today. He hits his 4th home run of the year. Josh Reddick goes 2 for 3 for the Astros today. And then Tony Sipp an earned run in 1 inning pitched. And again, with Kansas City tearing it down to the Bolts, there's just days like this. In Colorado, the Marlins beat the Rockies 8-5, taking the win. Drew Rucinski taking the loss. German Marquez, who gives up 5 earned in 3 1/3 innings pitched. Eric Dietrich goes 4 for 5 for the Fish today. He hits his 11th home run. And Caleb Smith, not good starting. I think he left the game hurt. Yes, he did leave the game with a shoulder injury and is now on the 10-day disabled list for the Marlins. Rucinski, 3 earned and 2 2/3 innings pitched. Jake McGee, 2 earned and 1/3 of an inning pitched for Colorado. And Kyle Barraclough, really good out of the pen today. He certainly could be a trade chip for the Fish. Gets his 7th save of the year, and Miami only a game and a half out of 4th place as New York continues to struggle here, as New York could be the next team looking to tear it down to the Bolts. And in Orange County today, in the OC today, the Blue Jays beat the Angels 7-6, taking the win. Ryan Tepera taking the loss. Hansel Robles, who was recently claimed by the LA Angels. Cody Calhoun goes 2 for 3 for the Halos today. Justin Smoke, 3 for 4 for the Blue Jays today. And plenty of home runs today for Toronto. Felix Pena, 3 earned and 5 innings pitched. Maybe a better outing there. Sam Gavligio, 3 earned and 4 2/3 innings pitched. Aaron Loop, 2 unearned runs and 1/3 of an inning pitched. No Ramirez, 2 earned and 1 inning pitched. And Angels are just trying to do what they can to get warm bodies, some healthy bullpen guys at this rate. Tyler Clippard with his 4th save on the year. And right now, at this point, the Angels are just trying to cling on to dear life, as they are now 41-37 on the year. At this point, they're just going to have to do what they can to make a run at the wild card here at the second half of the year. And yes, next week it is July. So next week we are starting the buyers or sellers series of this year. So it's that time of year already. We'll find out from all 30 teams if they're a buyer or if they're a seller or if they are standing pat. And down on the farm today, the Chihuahuas clobber the River Cats 12-6. The River Cats fall to 33-43 on the season. Kelby Tomlinson goes 2 for 4. Trevor Brown 2 for 4. And it looks like Brown's finally starting to find his swing down there in the minors. Steven Duggar 1 for 4. And Chris Shaw 1 for 5. Taylor Hill, 4 runs, 3 earned, and 4 innings pitched. Maybe a trip back to Double-A for him. Manny Parra gives up 5 runs, 1 earned, and 2/3 of an inning pitched. Jose Valdez, not good today either. 3 earned and 1 1/3 innings pitched. Parra also hits 2 batters, and I think he was tossed. And the attendance not good today at Raley Field either. 5,166. I think at some point you guys maybe start hoping for Sean Anderson to come up to. I think at some point you're going to see Sean Anderson come up to AAA. And I'm not seeing anything about the Fresno Grizzlies game right now. Are they playing today? Let me see. Well, there's no game for the Fresno Grizzlies today, surprisingly. And then next week they start a series against the El Paso Chihuahuas in El Paso, and the River Cats go to Albuquerque. And then after that, the next weekend, it is the Battle of 99 as Fresno and Sacramento will play each other at Rayleigh Field. So, yeah, Fresno will play El Paso. Then this weekend is the Battle of 99 between the Grizzlies and the first place Fresno Grizzlies and the last place Sacramento River Cats. And Fresno's just on a tear this year. They are now 46 and 29 in the PCL. And if the season were to end today, they would play Salt Lake in the first round of the PCL playoffs. And the River Cats have lost 8 in a row. Fortunately, just you can't. It would have been nice to see the AAA team, both AAA teams beat Nip and Tuck, and they were first and second for a while. But now Fresno's just pulling away with the Pacific Northern at 46 and 29 on the year. And Tacoma, it just seems like the Grizzlies are going to win that division this year. And maybe a lot of teams are going to start looking at how to build a farm when you're a division. And the crazy thing is, as good as the Astros were last year, they're better this year, and they can solve a lot of their problems in house now with a great farm. See what a great farm system brings you. Got to look at the Astros. But I think the Giants, their better days are coming. If they can improve on the scouting, it would be nice to not have to resort on having to buy your outfield and stuff. And certainly, hopefully, Williamson will get his stuff together in AAA while he's down there with Austin Slater up. I'm just kind of disappointed that he's going to be coming off the bench and not starting. But we'll see if we end up seeing a platoon at some point between Hunter Pence and Austin Slater. We'll see what holds for him. Hopefully, Slater can get that bat going here. But we'll find out Tuesday. It's on to Colorado. And remember, avoid Arenado at all means possible. Everybody have a good Sunday and enjoy your Monday. I'll be back on Tuesday night. Goodbye.